PWX AWA Tag Team Champions, Extreme Thunder. And you're listening to the Smack Raw Podcast, baby.
We are live.
Hello and welcome to the SmackDown podcast. Friday night host Sebastian. I'm joined here by Kyle, and my first time being with RN. How are you?
Doing good, bro. How you doing?
I'm good. Kyle, how you feeling today?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing real good.
That's good. I'm glad everybody's doing good after Super ShowDown. That's great. That's awesome. Just love it, dude. Before we get into anything, guys, hit us up on YouTube. Hit that like and subscribe. Try to get us to 100 subscribers. We're pretty close now. We're going to do something torturous to Vince. I don't know if Kyle has any ideas yet.
I've been leaning on the idea of making him watch Cats and do like a review, have like in the intro of like a show, make him do like a little 5-minute rundown of the movie Cats.
I thought y'all were friends.
We are, man. It's in good fun.
But he has Jay eating like insanely hot pepper, so Kyle don't care.
Yeah, we haven't gotten that done yet. We'll get it done.
No. But yeah, guys, hit us on YouTube. We're also available on Stitcher, Google Play, iTunes, Spotify.
It's always this
Kyle,
last one.
always
It's always this
one.
last one.
What is it?
Podbean. We're on Podbean.
Podbean.
Yes.
I always forget Podbean.
Yep.
I apologize.
It's all good.
So, guys, last night was rough.
Yeah.
It was a rough day.
You want to talk about it a little bit? We're here to talk SmackDown. We can talk a little bit of ShowDown.
Yeah. It was rough. I don't want to get too in depth here because that's going to be our main event. That's the hook. But tonight after SmackDown, are we feeling any little bit better? Did it help ease the pain? How we feeling, guys?
I mean, for me, not really.
To be honest, I woke up feeling immensely better than I did last night. Like I really do. I'm already over it. We can get like in depth in it more. For one, I don't enjoy it. I'm not celebrating it, but I'm like, it kind of had to be done. I think so. And look, listen, let's be honest with ourselves. Undertaker had to return and win that trophy. No one else could have won that trophy. That's what everyone's talking about, right?
I mean, that part I'm fine with. I mean, Saudi Arabia, that's where them old dudes that get that bag, boy. I ain't hating on that at all.
How about those pyro? Let's talk about something cool about that show. How about that damn pyro?
Holy hell. Everybody's pyro was dope except for Goldberg. He's the motherfucker that comes out with pyro. How did they make the pyro guy?
He didn't want to piss everybody off too bad. Okay, he was trying to save some heat.
I forget.
That's the only complaint I have is the Goldberg stuff. Everything else, I mean, we already know, like, going into this at the Saudi show, that's literally for the Saudi dude to get his rocks off and get to play in his own sandbox and pretty much play with his own life-size action figures. So I'm not hating on anybody getting the bag out Saudi.
How about I heard this funny quibbit because Mansoor they only drag him out for the Saudi shows.
Yeah,
and I forget who said this. I can't take credit for this.
NXT a couple times.
But he's technically contracted to NXT. But that was what was said. They said they believe that the budget for Mansoor's pyro for his entrance is actually worth more than his NXT contract. Like they spend more money on that dude's entrance than probably what he makes in NXT.
And the worst part about it is he's not bad. Like I feel like NXT should give him some more run. Like he shows out at them Saudis. I don't know if it's because he's home or whatever the hell it is. Like he goes in on those shows.
I want to see him before I say give him more time. I want to see him with somebody that's not. I hate to say this because I hate the word, but a very good hand. Dolphins and Cesaro can make a lot of people look good.
I agree. Sure.
So I want to see a little more of them before I get too far behind Mansoor. But like you said, I can't really get on to anybody for making money. At the end of the day, you gotta They got families. They got to do what they got to do. At first, I absolutely hated them, but at least we've been getting some title changes, and it's starting to, even though we hated one of them. Last 2 shows they've done there, we've had some important stuff happen at least. And when they first started going, it was a glorified house show. So they improved on that, but
I think they've gone from glorified house show to like glorified episode of Raw.
Like
we've moved up. We're not quite pay-per-view yet, but
pay-per-view.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm really glad that we got some women finally getting to go over there.
Yeah.
Hey, I missed it. No one threw shit at him this time, right?
No, not that I saw.
Okay.
Yeah, I really liked the finish too. I thought that was a very. I mean, if they gotta wear that crap, might as well make use of it. I thought it was pretty smart.
Not only that, way to allow him to actually have character this time. Because that first time, it was like you both have to just play up how happy you are to be there, to perform in Saudi. You know what I mean? Yeah. There was really no story to the match. At least this time, they got to tell a story and actually have a real wrestling match, in my opinion. Yeah. So that was, I appreciated that too.
Yeah, so,
my only complaint with the whole show is it was the last day of Black History Month and all the black wrestlers lost.
I saw that. I fucking saw that, man.
I was like, damn, we couldn't get one.
Yo, Big Swole chimed in, too. I saw the tweet, man, and even Big Swole from AEW chimed in. She was like, hell, even I lost, and I wasn't even there.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Let's see, it was New Day, Naomi. Am I missing anybody? Or is it just
Bianca?
Bianca.
Well, Bianca won at NXT. They're talking about just kind of over the week, the last weekend.
Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of.
It was pretty fast.
Well, let's get into a little better note and that. Let's go. Are you ready, Kyle? You ready for this, dude?
Oh, thank you for reminding me. I definitely would have missed the cue. All right. I'm all set. We actually, to tell you the truth, it accidentally played when we swapped over to SmackDown, so that'll make for a stupid intro. But you're good, man. You're good. We'll hit it. I'm ready.
I was wondering why the intro took so long. It seemed longer this time.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Anyway, the phenomenal SmackDown rundown.
Shit. It's still fucked up. It's okay. Just go with it. Just go with it. See, that's the charm of this show. That's the charm of the show, man.
Just one take, man. We're live.
Yeah.
We start the show. Goldberg comes out. This is as simple as it gets right here. Who's next? Roman's music. I already see RN's hands over his face. Roman comes out, stares him down, says, "I'm next." He leaves. Later in the night, the match is made official. Roman versus Goldberg for the Universal title. Next up, we got what looked like to be Bayley and Naomi. The bell rings. I don't know why we didn't do this before the bell rung, but Bayley gets a mic, brings out a returning Sasha Banks. 2 minutes in, Naomi hits a rear view, goes for the pin. Sasha interferes. We get a tag team match.
Don't gloss over the fact that Bayley introduced Sasha claiming that she's better than Beyonce and Cardi B.
Yeah, she played rap. You're right.
Yo, but if you have to say that you're better than Beyonce, do you really have to follow it up with "and Cardi B"? I feel like the second's already implied. So just go on, Seb. Sorry, man.
Yeah, you're good, dude. Tag team match is set. I thought it was a good match. It wasn't necessarily great, but it was good. They got some time. Naomi gets the pin on Bayley with a nice-looking sunset flip pinning combination. Which we'll get into that little title picture later. Next, we got, before the match, Rude and Kofi meet each other backstage to what hype they got for their match right there, man. Just a good stare down. Rude pulls an Eddie a few minutes in the match and gets Big E ejected. He kind of banged his head against the stairs where the ref heard it, turned around, and tossed him.
Of course, Rude pulled an Eddie on SmackDown. Okay, listen, man. The Eddie documentary is keeping his soul alive and well, and now we're getting it on the product.
Nah, dude. He's always alive and well for me, dude. I go back and watch that crap. Of course, that gives Dolph advantage, and we see it a couple times in the match. The finish comes. Kofi hits a SOS. He puts Rude's leg on the rope. Distracted Kofi. Roll up, 1, 2, 3. Rude wins, and that kind of sets up an announcement later in a way. Mandy's shown backstage. right after the match, Sonya calls Dolph Mandy's man. Man, that's heartbreaking.
Ah, boy. Yo,
But
I'll let you get to what followed it. Because what followed it was even more heartbreaking.
I would have just shown in his locker room.
Looking like a mess.
Yeah.
Looking
He's
like
upset,
a mess, man.
His stomach more tan than the rest of his body. That's the only thing I noticed in that whole.
Man, he's upset. Tucker tries to, calm him down, tells him maybe he needs to move on. Right after that, we have a contract signing and a lot of WWE logic here. Okay. Some tidbits. Braun's told to grab a chair. He swings the chair instead.
God, I hate him.
Also, he tells Sammy to quit bitching. Exact words, don't yell at me, Kyle. Says he will sign the contract without looking because he'll just have to fight them all anyway. Sammy twists it, makes it a handicap match because apparently in WWE you can just, change a contract like you're a lawyer or something.
As long as you get the pen to ink, man. Get the pen to ink, bro.
So, yeah, WWE logic here. Braun moves the table, starts brawling. He gets two Helluva kicks and I say need a face because I can't say the actual name by Shinsuke Nakamura. If anybody else wants to shout me.
Kinshasa!
There you go. Need to face is so much simpler. Then we get a double suplex, Helluva kick combination through the announce table for poor old Braun. 3-on-1 handicap.
Don't gloss over it, man. They held him up in a double vertical suplex, and while this dude, Braun, is upside down, gets Helluva kicked in the face, upside down. Oh, man, that was a nice touch. It was a nice touch.
That was dope.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see him.
Sammy came up with that, right? That was Sami Zayn. That was his brainchild right there. I promise you.
Yeah, they never really clarify. I guess it's Cesaro pins him, Shinsuke gets the belt because it's.
I was thinking, is this the whole Kane and Undertaker versus Stone Cold thing again? With whoever pins him gets the belt.
I don't know what the contract saying is supposed to be. Shinsuke as a challenger. I don't know. They didn't really clarify it, so I'm not really sure. We'll probably get a.
Sick of him.
RN's in disgust. We'll probably get a more clear picture next week. Next, we got Axel and Daniel Bryan. Without going into what I want to.
If you don't give this match respect, man, I'm telling you, this match tickled me.
No, I enjoyed it.
Better match than I was expecting by far.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it more for the story, and that's the third topic out of 5. So that's why I'm trying to say that.
Got you.
Jeff Hardy gets announced for backstage, so who knows? Maybe Jeff is going to be returning soon. That's really interesting, considering Matt looks to be maybe out the door. Yeah. Miz and Morrison come out to celebrate. They get their hey, hey, ho, ho, Miz and Morrison chants going. Ref comes out, goes to old Hamilton over there on the mic. He announces an elimination chamber. They will defend against New Day, Heavy Machinery, Lucha House Party, as we like to call them, Rudolph. And the Usos. Right after that, we get a really fun match, I believe. I really enjoyed this. Between the Usos and Miz and Morrison.
Hell yes.
Miz and Morrison, man, they really have some cool tag team moves. They're really creative with their stuff. And speaking of creative, and I've never seen the Usos do this.
Samoan Destroyer, baby.
Yeah, Samoan Destroyer.
We get an avalanche. Okay, can't forget about that avalanche, dude. Avalanche, Samoan Destroyer, followed by the splash.
Well, hold on because they coined it the Samoan Driver, but there's no official Samoan Driver yet. So it's an avalanche Canadian Destroyer followed up by a splash on the other side of the ring. Dude, that is a top-tier tag team move. That's something you see in AEW. That's something you see in
I don't think I've ever seen the not done that way. At least, like I just normally like somebody jumps off the top rope.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I was saying before we just call it a Samoan Destroyer. Anybody who didn't see tonight's SmackDown, they're not going to know what you're talking about. This is an Usos original right here, I think.
Well, I don't know. Corey Graves was the one who called it a Samoan Destroyer. I was just going with what the announced team said. All right. After this, we get the biggest advertised thing about John Cena making his return. He comes out, gets the crowd going. He gets kind of emotional. He asks what he's going to do at WrestleMania, and then he simply says, like you guys watching after Raw, SmackDown, NXT, I do too believe in the future. And says, and because of that, John Cena will be doing nothing. He is going to his WrestleMania spot.
As soon as you said that future stuff, I already knew that what this was and what was going to happen.
I knew this for 2 or 3 weeks now. I called this 3 weeks ago. And he goes out, shakes some kids' hands, typical John Cena to the crowd stuff, gets to the ramp, and then the lights go out.
Hell yes.
The Fiend, and I know a lot of people are like, the Fiend, he just stood there, usually attacks him. But I really enjoyed this. The Fiend staying there and, no talking, simple, straight to the point, and I really enjoyed it. Points to the WrestleMania sign.
That camera shot was just ridiculous.
What was that, RN?
That camera shot where it was just like right up on John Cena's shoulder and the camera just panned over slightly. And the standing right there, that shit, that gave me chills. That was on point right there, just that shot alone.
And by the way, the crowd's eating us up. I do want to play it up. The crowd was hot here.
Well, it wasn't that hot. Judd, if I may, dude, it's sad to say, but it takes John Cena returning to show how weak the pro mobilities are of the current roster. Yeah. Like, no one can take a microphone and get a crowd that hot right now. I mean, now this is just, this is fresh. This is fresh off the John Cena thing. If you guys can think of somebody who gets a crowd this amped, go ahead and correct me, because I am going off of, emotion off of this finish. But, man, I don't know anybody that hops on the mic and then just commands a crowd like Cena does. Like
Daniel Bryan's the only person close.
Yeah.
Well, I believe, and even back when he was kind of actually, and from the rumors right now, scripting is less of a thing. It's more bullet points, especially on Raw. I don't know about SmackDown, but they're saying Heyman just gives bullet points and let them go out and do their thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like they've always done that with Cena. You can go back, even with his stuff with Roman Reigns and those promos. He's always had some freedom, and it feels less scripted, and I think that comes off to the audience.
And a lot of that is on the wrestlers, because I've seen like a couple of things with John Cena, and it wasn't so much that they didn't try and give him a script or force a script. He pretty much said, fuck the script, and still just did whatever he wants. And I feel like that brass ring shit that Vince is talking about, somebody needs to do it. Like, somebody needs to just say, go sit your ass down somewhere. You can't tell me how to be me on camera. Let me do my thing. Get back there. Give me what you want me to get across to them. But just let me be me. Like that. And I think that's what's killing not just WWE, but damn near the entire business, to be honest.
Everybody's leveling is what it is.
Yeah.
You have bottom guys coming up a little bit, but you got top guys coming down, and no one's really bursting out.
Which to me is like it's causing like a circular problem over and over, because that's happening, because they're handcuffing these guys from the beginning, from soon as they get signed. So then there's no real star. So then what do? Well, we got to bring somebody back from the old days, because we don't have no real matches or superstar matches for these pay-per-views. When you've done it to yourself, you handcuff these guys from the moment they walk into the performance center and on up. You literally handcuffed them, and then you're big because you don't have any stars. Like, well, you're capping yourself out. You won't let yourself make it.
I like this.
Well, they are that. I completely agree. And as much as they are to blame, we've had this conversation in our group chat. I believe fans are also sort of to blame. If you go, I mean, yeah, they did kind of push Roman, but that's what stars are supposed to do. They're supposed to win matches. Crowd shit on Roman. They've already, a lot of them's turning on Becky. They turned on Kofi like 3 months in. They were always, he's throwing pancakes. He don't need to be champ. So as much as I, get on the writing aspect, I also understand a lot, in this day and age. We talked about it, I believe, a week or two ago. Back in the Attitude Era, there wasn't social media. There wasn't.
I was
all
about
this
to say,
stuff.
it's not so much that it's the fans; it's that everybody has a platform. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, you get
I
to
I don't think it's so much that because that plays a part in it. I mean, we're not dumb. We know it does, but
Yeah.
also it goes back to the point of them being able to control a crowd. None of the superstars now have that ability because John Cena's been around since social media started, and it does not mean he walks
It's
into
true.
a screen, he shuts
The crowd. The crowd is a lot smarter though. Back in the Attitude Era, if you followed Dave Meltzer or subscribe, I guess would be a better word. You kind of had some ideas, but now, I got Dave Meltzer blocked. I don't even listen to him. But I still know everything he reports because of people on my newsfeed.
Yeah.
So it's like fans want to be surprised, but then they seek it out.
Yeah.
But
So
no,
they can't be surprised.
But I'll say to echo what RN says, he's got some truth there. John Cena came up in the social media era and everything. John Cena got booed like crazy for being shoved down our throats. However, John Cena could hop on that mic, take a toxic crowd, and by the end of his 3 or 4 minute promo, that crowd is turned to 180. And nobody else can do that. They want Roman to be able to do that, and I love Roman to death. Don't get me wrong. I am on Team Roman here, but even I am realistic. John Cena is a different beast when it comes to that microphone.
And I'm a Roman hater for sure, but it has nothing to do with what they did. Like he was your biggest star. You had him propped up to be your biggest star, but you didn't give him any ammunition to go out there to pull the trigger on what you were forcing. So I understand the forcing argument, which they did, but that's what every wrestling company does with their
Exactly.
But they handcuffed him, not letting him be himself because Joe, whatever his last name is on Twitter and on appearances, that man has charisma out the ass. He controls the world regularly. But then when he goes on camera and you're making him speak some dumb shit that some dude that ain't never wrestled or been in front of a crowd in his entire life is writing, it doesn't come off. I don't know. To me, it's like I said, it's like a circular problem. It's like the chicken before the egg conversation. Like they're doing it to themselves, but they're so deep in now there ain't really shit they can do about it. So like I said, it's definitely a self-inflicted wound.
Yeah, it goes both ways. Like you said, John Cena was around, but when John Cena came out, they wasn't exactly doing scripted promos as heavy as they did during Roman's ascension.
Yeah, you're right. No, exactly.
So that's why John Cena has that ability. When he came in, he was allowed to do that. And then you're not just going to tell him after it gets so big, hey, you can't do that anymore. I mean, you're just not going to do that.
Oh, they tried.
And didn't they try that with some returning stars? I think so, like that they brought back from nostalgia, like guys that I want to say, now granted I could be misremembering this, but I want to say reports are coming out that they had like Attitude guys coming back, like, the Dudleys, and I don't think the Headbangers really had any time with the mics, but maybe the Hardys, I'm not sure, but you had guys who were heavy in the Attitude Era and maybe Ruthless Aggression. Now they're coming back and the promo style is completely different, and I believe with some of them you could tell.
Bubba said that busted open that they try and hand him some shit and he looks at him like, are you serious? Like, get out of here.
And Jericho did too. I think the Dudley, and after Jericho did it, they didn't even find Jericho. But with Bubba, even when he was on, I don't think him and Devon really got tons of mic time. So I don't know. John Cena and Chris on a different level to me and him. But and The Rock, I believe, The Rock told him to shove it. But it's definitely different nowadays. I don't know. It's and like what I was saying earlier, fans now they want unpredictable, but then they go out and seek it. Then they see how the story is going to play out, and they're like, "Oh, I don't like that," without even seeing, start to end point.
Yeah.
They just see the end point, like, "No, fuck that." And
Do you think that's the majority, or is that just our echo chamber?
No,
no,
I think that's the majority.
I think that's the majority, dude. I mean, there's casuals. Don't get me wrong; that don't even pay attention to it. But if you follow anybody on, like I said, Twitter, I don't even follow that. I don't follow any of them. The only ones I follow is WrestleBoats. That's because they're accurate as hell. They was the one that originally broke the 4-piece story between Cena, Fiend, Roman, and Goldberg. And then a week later, Dave's over in here like Cena's fighting Elias.
Yeah.
And then WrestleBoats comes out correct. So I do pay attention to them and Sean Ross, but he doesn't really report anything. He just like live tweets and stuff. He has a show, but I never watch it. I just enjoy his live tweet. But other than that, I have them all blocked. So, but I still see it all because my followers, Career Dave Meltzer, blah blah blah. So it's different, definitely a different time. Social media, in a lot of ways, for me, has helped wrestling. But in a lot of ways, it's hurt wrestling.
Yeah, definitely.
So to me, it goes both ways. But my first topic to get off that,
Yep.
considering it is our SmackDown post show and not a news type show.
This is still kind of revolving around SmackDown. But yeah. Go ahead, man.
For me, it's definitely revolving around SmackDown.
Yeah. Speaking of rumors, we went forever thinking Sasha and Bayley was going to be at Mania, me included. I thought that was definitely the end game. Sasha apparently gets an ankle injury, out for a long time, and now the rumors are Naomi. And then when they brought Sasha back out tonight, I was thinking maybe we was going to actually see Bayley, Sasha, something was. That didn't turn out to be the case. They are still a possibility just coming from tonight. I don't know what they got planned the next 4 weeks. But are we going to see Naomi Bayley or perhaps a Bayley, Naomi, Sasha, even throw in Lacey Evans since she was included in tonight's stuff as well and feuding with Sasha? Fatal 4-way for the title. Sasha Bayley wins that match, and then we finally get Sasha Bayley at Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, something like that. Where do y'all see this going?
I don't know why everybody's forcing and like wishing for this Sasha Bayley shit. Like, I'm not saying that it's not going to be a dope match, but I mean, like, give them some time. Like, I think that they're dope together. I think the SmackDown needs some like faction kind of stuff and like maybe like 2-man power trip type deal. Like, SmackDown needs that. They have no heels. I don't see why everyone keeps forcing this. I mean, push Naomi, push Lacey, whatever. Leave this how it is and let it build up. Like you said, she was injured and out a while. I mean, they really weren't kind of in on. Like, me personally, like, I hope it isn't Sasha Bayley. I hope it's them two staying together and then riding this shit out.
What about you, Kai?
I don't know, man. I'm not sure where it's heading right now. If I'm thinking about it, because you have the women's the women's chamber match right now that's announced is a Raw one, right?
Yeah. So nothing for SmackDown.
So right now, who the SmackDown main event scene is Sasha Bayley, like you said, Naomi, and
perhaps Lacey Evans.
Perhaps Lacey. I mean, no, Lacey Evans is embroiled in there. All 4 women that were in the ring that are getting the most attention on SmackDown. I mean, I look at it like this. When people say they want Sasha Bayley at WrestleMania, what they really mean is they want TakeOver Sasha Bayley at WrestleMania.
Right.
We're not gonna get TakeOver Sasha Bayley at WrestleMania. We're gonna get an 8-minute match to 12 minutes tops. I don't know, man. I don't know if right now, if reports are to be believed, they don't know. They don't know what they're doing, man. Personally, what I would want, I'll throw it out there. I'd want Naomi in there. She's the hometown girl. I wouldn't mind seeing Tampa pop for her, Otherwise, I'm not too heavily invested right now in the SmackDown Women's division because WWE hasn't given me a reason to be. You know what I
You're
mean?
right. Kyle, you've been on this show with me and Kevin too. Kevin's he's on. SmackDown. They really last week they got some time, but for the most part, their time has been, 4 or 5 minute matches, if that. They had a string like 3 weeks in a row at those 2-minute matches. So, yeah, it's been rough. As far as Mania goes, I think Naomi is the right call because, like you said, you're not going to get Sasha Bailey takeover. I believe you're going to see that more on even Money in the Bank. They call that a Big 5 show now. They've switched Big 4. And the card's going to be, it won't have 16 matches on it, so there's going to be more time. I wouldn't mind seeing a Fatal 4-Way. I wouldn't mind seeing Naomi Bailey either, one-on-one. But if you're going to do a Fatal 4-Way, we all know how they are with Mania. They want to get everybody on the card, and I think I get it. Everybody wants that big payday, but that makes for a 7-hour show, and I don't think if you don't deserve to be on the card, then you shouldn't be on it personally. I'd much rather have a 3.5 hour WrestleMania and be entertained the whole way than a 7-hour WrestleMania and zone out for some of it.
Right.
Understandably.
But that's just me. And two, if Bailey and Sasha is a thing that they're going to be doing, then you could maybe plant some seeds for it in a Fatal 4-Way match setting.
Right.
If that's what you want to do. But other than that, Naomi and Bailey is really not the only option. I don't see Lacey Bailey again. We had that at Rumble. It was fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but I feel like we moved past that, and it's more about Lacey versus Sasha at this point. Second, Kyle, and I know you're really interested in this because we were on this show, back at the roster shakeup talking about it. Drew Gulak has finally got
Yes.
got an interesting thing, man. He's been the coach.
Justice for Drew, man. Justice for Drew Gulak.
My guy, I love him, bro. Me and my daughter do the catch point handshake to this day.
And Kyle, it didn't really work out how I envisioned it. I remember back when he first came out, I was like, yeah, the PowerPoint, it got him over in 205. It's going to maybe do it on the main roster.
Fuck the comedy stuff. Fuck that comedy stuff, man.
But the PowerPoint is playing a role now in a coach form. So I like the consistency there. Apparently he's taking these guys backstage and having these PowerPoints.
And it's paying off, man. Did you see Curtis Axel out there rolling around with Daniel Bryan, hitting combination reversals? I loved every second of it, man.
There's a reason why Curtis Axel is the guy they use to get these guys that are returning up to speed. There's a reason for that. The Rock, Cena, any of them, they all use Curtis Axel as their guy to get them warmed up and ready to go. There's a reason for that.
He's good, man. He got a little pudge on him now. I think he's been hanging out at catering a little bit.
Hanging over the
Hey, I gotta say, this will all be for nothing if Drew Gulak can't follow his own advice when he's in the ring with Daniel Bryan, because that's where this is going. Drew Gulak's the one calling for remember to hook the limb, remember get back in the ring. He's making all the calls not to do the typical dumb heel stuff. So it's gonna be stupid if he's making dumb mistakes out there. This man needs to be an absolute credible threat to Daniel Bryan, and boy, what it could do for Drew, man. What it could do for
It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
I know. But hey, listen, I can dream.
They started making him look credible on NXT, going against Leo Rush and all that stuff, and then a couple months later, he's back on SmackDown doing the PowerPoint stuff. Like the blatant misuse of Drew Gulak is just one more thing to show you why SmackDown is the worst wrestling show on TV.
You're right. You're right. SmackDown has been. I said it last week. It's been it's bad because when I figured out I'd be hosting SmackDown, I was kind of excited. I was like, all right, it's getting the Fox number one show. It's gonna be great. And if I wasn't doing this on Fridays, I'd probably zone out for a lot of it, to be honest with you. But we are seeing stuff now about Vince McMahon not being present and Paul Heyman starting to shape his showing away on Raw. And we are seeing some stuff on that side with Drew McIntyre, Aleister Black. Andrade was getting some good stuff before his concussion from taking a DDT on the concrete.
Smoking the weed.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're starting to get some strides into pushing people wherever it's came back, finally made its way to SmackDown. I don't know.
Isn't Bruce Pritchard running SmackDown now, supposedly?
From what I heard.
Supposedly. But
and you can tell, old school, still stuck in the 90s.
Yeah.
Dog food,
Absolutely.
getting on guys, women only getting 2-minute matches. You can pretty much see his shape on the SmackDown show.
Yeah. SmackDown's been bad, man. But the last 2 weeks, like Kyle said, he's been calling the shots on the outside. Last week, Keith was on the top rope. Drew told him to get down, go ahead and make his move. He didn't. Ate the loss. Tonight, he told Curtis Axel to clinch the hold, didn't. Got caught in the S-lock, lost. So he's been studying his tape, man. I really hope that. Is this a Mania match? Have we seen this at Mania? Or is this going to be SmackDown the week after?
I think Chamber. Wait, no, Chamber's this weekend, right? Chamber's is.
Yeah, that's
not
this weekend. We got Revolution this weekend, Chamber next weekend.
That's awful soon, I think.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's awful soon.
I don't know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, I was just trying to think out loud. Sometimes I just start doing that. So if it was so for one, if it's on Mania, it's pre-show. Daniel Bryan's on the pre-show.
I don't think they're going to put Daniel Bryan on the pre-show. Man.
They're going to put Drew Gulak. Gulak's pull on a pre-show match is greater than Bryan's pull on a main card match.
I don't think so.
I
think that's the reason that Daniel Bryan will. You can go down the list of things they've been very careful with Daniel Bryan to not piss people off and start that whole thing.
Yeah.
So I do not believe Daniel Bryan's going to be on a Mania pre-show. I just don't see it. Give him 10 minutes on a Mania card. I don't know, but Bryan on a pre-show on a Mania, not happening.
I got to disagree with you on this one. I definitely see him on the pre-show.
Not on a night Goldberg and Roman's going to be main event. Nope.
They're going to do. Goldberg and Roman are going to need a solid 27 minutes. Okay? Some of the matches got to get bumped for Goldberg and Roman Reigns' incredibly long match that they're going to have.
They already know. And especially if, God forbid, Brock beats Drew, they're going to put Bryan on the main show just to keep some happiness.
Just think, New Day and the Usos have missed WrestleMania how many times in the last 5 years?
How many times has people started hashtag cancel WWE Network over New Day or Usos? None. What we've seen fans do for Daniel Bryan, we've not seen in this era. And I believe that's, like I said, since that, you haven't seen him in a Rumble match. They're afraid to do it. And they put him on the card before it to kind of show it he won't be on it. They've been very careful with it. And I see that continuing. But after that, we got Otis. Kyle.
Yeah, sorry, man. I'm trying to monitor our chats. That's all.
You're good, dude. I know you're interested in this, man. Speaking of Mania matches, Otis, Dolph, Mania.
Otis and Dolph at Mania. That's a guaranteed pre-show. That has pre-show written all over it. Which is cool. You have a lighthearted story. I'm gonna say this. So Otis is gonna get fucking destroyed. It's Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose has more to gain as a heel, along with their infatuation to keep Dolph Ziggler relevant as a heel.
Yeah.
Otis conquers Ziggler in a match, about to embrace Mandy Rose, excuse me, and then Mandy Rose just kicks him in the dick. And her and Dolph make out because they're both beautiful people, and Otis is left there to try and build himself up. It's either that or the more drastic but unseen route, Tucker turns on him. But either way, this ends with Otis in heartbreak. This is just they ain't gonna give it to us, man. I'm telling you, ain't gonna happen.
Book it.
I still won't pay off on the text though. We haven't seen it. Last week I thought Sonya seen it, and this week they didn't even mention it. So we'll see if that gets scrapped or not. If the text is a thing,
No, they mentioned it.
Did they mention it? I missed that part.
When Otis was talking to Tucker. Otis was saying something doesn't feel right about this, and he wasn't referring to like Mandy being like liking Dolph. You could tell it was like something feels off about this whole situation.
Okay, well I did get that, but I never really.
Yeah, so it was mentioned that there is suspicion still.
So with the text thing, I just feel like it's Sonya, and Mandy's gonna be like, "What the hell?" and still probably turn at the end, but. Maybe a mixed tag of Otis and Mandy versus Dolph and Sonya, and then that's when the turn happens.
Oh my god!
And Otis gets destroyed.
You could get a whole season of Mixed Match Challenge out of this.
Yeah. Might as well, dude.
Yeah, I mean, look what it did. Look what Braun and Lexi did for that junk. Lexi. God, I got a nickname for her.
Oh man, but no, we haven't seen Mixed Match yet. No, Lana and Lashley's winning that.
I don't know, man. This one's so up in the air. Like I said, SmackDown really just doesn't feel like they have bona fide plans. It feels like SmackDown as a show feels like Rowan's story role on Raw. They have no idea what they're doing with that crate, and that is all of SmackDown. They know one thing they know two things they're doing. Roman versus Goldberg and John Cena taking on The Fiend. Outside of those two matches, they don't know what the hell they're doing.
Dude, the crate fell on Super ShowDown and we still didn't see it. I was so mad.
He got that junk wrapped all the way around. I was like, they had that shit secured.
I was like, get a camera on that. But no, yeah, we didn't see it. I was disappointed. But over that, before we get to the main event, this Elimination Chamber tag team match, dude, just the sound of it, and it did it was last year. It was last year we had the women's title. Just the sound of a Elimination Chamber tag team match sounds clustery as fuck. They did a good job last year, I thought.
My thing is with SmackDown, like not just SmackDown, I guess kind of Raw a little bit too. There's just no viable tag teams that you give a shit about. They're just not. Like even with Miz and Morrison, like
Usos.
It's a nostalgia act. But
Usos is the only legit. Well, I mean, no, I'm not saying that there aren't legit tag teams, but Usos are world class no matter where they are. Outside of Usos, though, I believe you're right. I believe you're absolutely right.
No day.
Because even with New Day, they're not. Even if they are a credible tag team, I don't think they're as strong without all three of them. Like if that makes sense. Like I know Kofi is a world champion.
I know what you're saying. I agree with you. Their whole thing is the brotherhood. It's the brotherhood thing, not a tag team.
Yeah, they don't feel complete at all. Like it doesn't feel like New Day with just them two, and I feel like that hurts them as far as like their strength or momentum as a tag team.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that Big E and Xavier's really. I don't know. They've kind of mixed it up. Xavier being out kind of takes a little bit away from him.
Hey, does Kofi turn heel the moment Xavier comes back?
No. If you listen to their podcast, they pretty much have the golden ticket like John Cena. Like from their podcast and like how they've been talking, like they can stay together as long as they want. And as long as them checks keep coming in from them T-shirts, I don't see WWE forcing that or pushing that at all.
Very good point, man. Very good point.
Man, we got, like you said, I really like Miz and Morrison, though. I really do. Those three tag teams I care about. The rest of them.
No, don't get me wrong. I like them, and I think that they're a great addition to what they have because they're two viable, real heels that know how to get that boo, know how to give the babyface team the shine. But the fact that they've only been together a few weeks, and then you already got them beating the top tag teams, not two of the best tag teams in the world, not just on SmackDown, and they haven't been together in 8 years. Like it was all of it. Like with everything with SmackDown, feels like forced and rushed instead of just taking your time. the Elimination Chamber would have been a perfect time for you to give him the belt if you were going to do it. Like I don't know. I think they gave too much to the Super Show, to be honest.
Well, I mean, hey, look how much money they're forking over to WWE. It's pretty much like they bought big story roles to take place. You know what I mean? There has to be story beats happening now because of what Sebastian said. Otherwise, you're a glorified house show. So it's like if you watch a Saudi show, you're guaranteed for something to happen. Now, at least 1 to 2 story roles to be advanced.
Yeah.
But I totally get it. I get it. Like, no, man, it's the marketing that they try to cram in now from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania is too much. The WWE is losing sight of the phrase that holds true: less is more, man. Less is more. Subtle builds, less pay-per-views. I mean, the road to WrestleMania with freaking 2 stops along the way feels stupid. And not to mention now, it gives you no time to build any long stories. What's the longest so far? Do we have any long-term stories that are running into WrestleMania so far? What's like the longest continuity story right now going into the show?
Brock and Drew.
And that'll have been from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania. Do we have anything? Do we have anything prior to Royal Rumble?
No, not that I could think of on any of the main shows.
No. Everything is being established right now. Yeah.
Well,
You could have did Andrade and Ray before Andrade got his
before he got caught hanging out with Ric Flair too much. That's what that is.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Woo! And back to our conversation there, I do believe that's kind of a today's era too. Fans get so bored out of the same feud 2 months in, it seems like anymore. And they can help their case too. They, like Roman and Baron, for example, having a match every single freaking week. That of course is going to get tiring. Try to split up a little more. I mean, think about back in the day, man. Shawn Michaels and Triple H went like 3 years. Like back then, nobody. But now it's like everybody gets so bored so easy and wants new things and all that. So yeah, it's
a lot of that goes on them. Like you said, having a match. There's no reason in hell that your top guy Roman and your top heel Corbin should have a match
every week. Yeah.
I heard
they should.
I heard rumors they were supposed to have a match tonight. Like there was a thing that popped up on Twitter after the cage match. Like they're gonna have their Super ShowDown rematch on.
I seen it and I about threw my phone.
Whoever made that, shame on you. Okay, so that was damn near as infuriating as seeing Goldberg beat the Fiend, man.
Speaking.
Might as well get to it, right?
Yeah. Okay.
What's up? I'm ready. I'm waiting on this.
Kyle, you said you felt better today and realized it had to be.
Well, if I could touch on it, I mean, it does. It's so. Remember the argument we were making for when Goldberg and Brock were going to have their match at WrestleMania, and then Goldberg beat the Universal title, beat Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship. Remember the argument people were making is like, do they need to have the belt to make it a bigger match? And I felt that is the same thing here for John Cena and The Fiend. If we're going to get John Cena and The Fiend at WrestleMania, to be honest, I don't want a belt involved. I don't want this John Cena going for his 17th title, taking on The Fiend, trying to get revenge. I would rather this be these two guys just going at it for WrestleMania and tying in previous stories, do whatever. But for that reason alone, if I'm gonna have John Cena and The Fiend at WrestleMania, I do need Fiend to drop the title. I didn't feel like that last night. I didn't feel like it last night, man. But when I woke up today, I was like, shit, yeah, I'd rather the title be on somebody else. And you know what? God, I fucking hate to say it, but it makes sense to put the title on Goldberg if you want Roman to get cheered. As much as a redundant statement as that is, and I know it's infuriating, I mean, I'll have an easier time cheering Roman on, taking on Goldberg than I would if he's going to be taking on The Fiend. You know? So, I mean, it is going to elicit somewhat the correct reactions. But the way Goldberg beat The Fiend is shameful. It's fucking shameful. It is, man. I'd much rather somehow Goldberg would have turned heel somehow. I'd much rather Goldberg would have still looked strong, maybe hit that jackhammer, Fiend kick out, do something, man. A ref bump, something. Have Goldberg unexpectedly turn heel because everyone's going to expect him to come out, be a beast, and he can't be a beast. So the dude breaks out, I don't know, a fucking a gun. He just breaks out a fucking gun and shoots him a couple times because he's a monster. I don't fucking know. But, I mean, but then again, I'm just fantasy booking it. It is what it is, you know, and that's why I ain't that pissed.
Yeah. My thing is, I'm not pissed at we all knew, like you said, we knew these 4 matches were coming weeks ago. I get it. I'm not even mad about how things ended up. Like, the end of the road was perfect. Like, I didn't mind Goldberg versus Roman and Fiend versus John. Like, those are perfect WrestleMania matches where casual viewers know those people in it. My thing is with the championship, I'm sick of these old fucks getting brought in to be these stopgaps. When you have plenty of guys on the roster you could have used to take the title off of the Fiend, to prop the title up for Roman to take. There's all types of guys you can have to put that shine on, to give them a chance to create new stars like John Cena says he's there and he's for, but that's not the case. Like, there's no reason that a 53-year-old man should have had the Universal Championship more than 90% of the roster.
That's true.
There's no fucking reason why at all.
How about this? All right, bear with me. How about the Fiend just relinquish the belt? How about the Fiend saw John Cena out in the ring, and he's just I don't know how you get the Fiend walking, like, but the visualization of the Fiend seeing Cena, looking at his belt, he no longer cares about the belt. Getting revenge on Cena is bigger than the championship, is bigger than anything else. Belt's gone. Anyway, we could have booked the Fiend just relinquishing the title, just not in a formal way, not in a fucking like sitting down with the suits. Here's the belt back, but just realizing that the disdain he has for Cena outweighs any championship obligation that he had.
You didn't even need the Fiend to do that. You could have used Bray Wyatt to do that.
Yeah.
No, you could have done it tonight.
The Fiend threatened me. I can't keep this title anymore. Boom, gone.
That or Bray Wyatt demands a match against John Cena, but they say they can't put Cena in a championship match. Boom, I don't want this title no more.
It wrote itself tonight. Cena could have came out, and I do want to get. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna tell you my thoughts. Guys like Kyle, I had some thoughts this morning when I woke up too. Cena come out, do exactly what he did tonight, or the Fiend come out, Bray challenging him, whatever. And Cena give the exact speech he did tonight. I'm about the future. I'm not having no title match. That's somebody else's.
Boom.
Drop the title.
I don't want the title no more. I don't want the title no more. I want you.
Yeah.
You are the championship.
It doesn't have to be Fiend, threatening it wrote itself. Cena says, no, I'm about the future. Fine. Be about the future. I'll drop it and we can have it. But I woke up today. I was very upset yesterday, but I never commented. I even told you guys in the group chat I was saving it for the show.
He did. No. We all in the group chat this morning for you listeners, man. We were all talking about last night, and Sebastian just had one reply. He's like, "I'm saving it for tonight's show," and I was like, "Oh fuck!" I was like, "No."
Well, at the time, I was pretty mad. It still isn't the right decision. They're right in a way, but they're wrong in a way.
Yeah.
And they're right in, like you said, Cena and the Fiend doesn't need a title. The only way it really needed a title is if you wanted to say title versus career. If Cena was really ready to, let go.
Damn, that would be rough.
But, Cena's obviously not ready to fully let go yet. Goldberg, Roman needs the title more. They have no history like Cena and the Fiend. So And not just that, too. We knew when the Fiend won the title, they put themselves in a corner.
Yep.
He never should have had the belt. He never should have had the belt, man.
Never.
Not just that, but his character shouldn't even care about the belt in the first place.
Right.
And I know this is becoming a theme today, but usually, and at the time, I kind of defended it in a way because I was like, any other time when somebody's this hot, you can go to Rusev Day.
Mm-hmm.
They don't take advantage of it. So in a way, I kind of commended them for striking when the iron was hot with the Fiend because they don't do it often enough.
Or at all, really.
Really, yeah, true. But it was the wrong character to do it with. So at the end of the day, him dropping the title's best, but you could have wrote it because in Saudi Arabia, they're not going to boo Roman in Saudi Arabia. They don't really, either way, they wouldn't have a strong. I believe you could have wrote a story Roman versus Fiend at Saudi.
Yeah.
Roman wins there. Goldberg challenges Roman on SmackDown. Now that makes. Well, I'm not even going to say that because we all know Roman's probably beating Goldberg. It's predictable.
Yo, he fucking better.
Yeah.
You imagine Goldberg closing
Roman,
WrestleMania. What was this? WrestleMania 35?
36.
36.
I just can't get down with this shit, man. It's like
No, Goldberg shouldn't have been the one. It looks bad when somebody that's wrestled 3 times in a year and a half beats them when Daniel Bryan can't. But given that, if you look at the roster, other than Roman, if the plan was Fiend Roman and they called an audible, Cena called him up and was like, and I want it against the Fiend. If that's what happened and they had to call an audible.
Yeah, it is like this. Would you rather you have Roman and the Fiend, but not have Cena involved, or Goldberg, or get Cena and the Fiend, but you have to endure Roman and Goldberg? I kind of go with the latter. Because you'd have to assume, well, for one, you have to assume Cena was going to be here anyways. And who knows? Maybe there was some truth to the Elias. Maybe that was the original plans. Roman and Fiend, and then Cena and Elias.
I don't think so because
I think Cena Fiend the end game from the beginning.
I don't think it was from the beginning. I think from sometime in the last, January, because it was writing itself. Roman versus Fiend. It's been there since he's debuted and went to SmackDown, and they had to shake up. I mean, if you looked at that roster when the shake up happened, it was built for Roman versus the Fiend. Roman go through these heels. There's a lot of heels, very few baby faces. Roman wanted the 3, and it wrote itself. What I think happened was Cena eventually decided he wanted to do something at Mania, and they maybe even gave him an option. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
And he didn't want to do no comedy thing like he's done the last couple of years. He wanted the actual thing, and he's like, "Give me the Fiend." And they had to call an audible. And in that case, I know Arian said that, have somebody from your roster today. The only person that could have done that believably is Roman. You can't have Sheamus just 2 weeks have enough momentum to beat the Fiend. You just can't do it. Or Ali, or you can name them.
Well, why not? If you're telling me that you can't just put somebody in there for 2 weeks to beat the Fiend, then why the fuck did they just put that old ass man in?
I was about to say, yeah.
If you put that 53-year-old old ass man in 2 weeks to do it, you can pick somebody on the roster to do it.
Because Goldberg, if you go back in history, is the most protected guy.
Hey, let's drop that step. No. Hey, point goes to RN on this one. I'm sorry, man. Point goes to RN. If you can put Goldberg, I don't care. He's protected. I don't care nothing else. The man's 53 years old.
Name value. That's all it is. History.
It is. I mean, it's money. Money.
Yeah, I mean, that's all.
Money equals power ranking in there. But I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, it is what it is at this point, man. Hey, look, I'm leaning on. I'm happy now that I'm getting Cena and Fiend. If that means I have to endure Goldberg and Roman Reigns, I'll take solace in the fact the match ain't going longer than 6 minutes. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's yeah.
Like I said, I would have went Roman beat Fiend at Saudi if it was me, and just go from there. But
yeah.
It is what it is. And like I actually made a tweet there. Somebody, Drew winning the Rumble, Becky winning last year, Kofi winning last year. Big old list saying that, every time something like this happens, it's WWE doesn't do anything right. And I was like, okay, well, you kind of got a point. All those things are valid, what they listed. So, yeah, I calmed down a little bit after last night. It was still a shitty decision, I believe. But at the end of the day, I don't think it kills the Fiend at all.
No.
I know a lot of people was like, oh.
Especially if he beats Cena, though. He has to beat Cena.
Yeah, if he beats Cena, I don't know what the hell they're thinking.
No.
I think it's already telling itself with Cena already saying that, I'm betting on the future and stuff. Cena is going in to put him over.
Hey, did y'all notice that it was the callback to, what WrestleMania was it, 24, 25? The whole the silent point at the sign thing, it was a callback to the Triple H Undertaker one. That was that callback. It had to have been what they referenced. How do you want to do this? Do you want to do the typical Fiend attacking him? And they were like, nah, let's do Triple H. Let's do the Triple H Undertaker.
I just hope it's not a damn red light during the match. That's all I'm hoping.
Well, it wasn't at Saudi, right? There was no red light at Saudi. I didn't want.
I've seen it live. I've been there for a lot. They had a super show here a couple months ago, and it's even worse live than it is on TV.
Well, I imagine.
It's terrible.
They seem to go away from it. They didn't have it at the Rumble, and so.
All right, man. Well, that was a good SmackDown show. Do you guys want to do a preview for the next show, which is the Revolution?
I'm down. Whatever you guys want.
Revolution card, just to get us prepped into. Because you said, we're talking about everything WWE's doing wrong. Let's talk about something pro wrestling is doing right, and that is this Revolution card for AEW. Seb, you and I gave our predictions. RN, have you seen enough of it to get your predictions in here?
Yeah, I got enough knowledge. I'm not as caught up. I'm a few weeks behind, but I got the gist of all the storylines and everything.
Okay, so we have which has to be a fun match. Pac taking on Orange Cassidy.
Yo, if they really let Orange Cassidy wrestle, that man is a dog, bro. I watched a couple matches of his here on YouTube, and I did not realize how great he really is in the ring, minus the gimmick. He really is a dope wrestler like that. If he takes his hands out of damn pockets, that should be a great match.
Seb, you had Pac for this one, right?
I'll be extremely upset if Pac don't win.
Yeah, right.
Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara.
I'm going to go Darby on that one.
Yeah, Darby.
Darby. Dustin Rhodes and Jake Hager.
Hager.
Yeah, go Hager. Nyla Rose and Chris Statlander.
No.
Yeah, if I had $1 million, it's going on Nyla. Cody and MJF.
Cody.
MJF. Come on, man.
I thought
Bucks and Paige and Omega.
Young Bucks.
And then lastly, Jericho and Moxley.
Jericho.
I want to say Moxley, but now that I've been watching and catching up, we were talking about in the group text, he is overrated. It's got to be Jericho.
That's a topic for another day, but
I'm ready to find out. I know
I'll never be afraid to throw my gloves in to something versus AEW, but that's not the argument for me.
You know who he looks like? what's the guy's name on Game of Thrones with the sword, with the fire sword or whatever?
I can't remember his name. I know who you're talking about.
I was like, I can't. That's what he looks
my
like.
God.
That's what he looks like. That damn eye patch.
Well, I mean, if somebody stabbed you in the eye with a spike, you probably wear an eye patch too.
Oh, I'm not doubting that, but I mean, come on, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah, kayfabe here. So,
I'm looking it up really quick. Game of Thrones, flaming sword guy. Beric Dondarrion. That's who it was.
Yeah.
Beric Dondarrion is who you're talking about.
The Lord of Light kept bringing him back to life.
All right, man. I think we hit an hour, man. Let's go ahead and wrap it.
No, I'm catching up with AEW. Like I'm feeling a lot of it. Definitely the Lucha Bros. I'm with them.
Hell yeah.
I met Ray Phoenix actually a couple years ago.
Hell yeah. All right, man. Seb, you wanna sign us off?
no, you go ahead, dude. You're the outro guy. I suck. I'm just the see you guy.
See ya. All right. Thank you guys for joining us on the SmackDraw podcast. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at SmackDrawPod, myself at The Kai Tai Show, Sebastian over here at Wrestling_Sports, and then, of course, RN, you are at Mr. 8984.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got it right finally.
Let's go.
Let's go. Man, don't forget, like, subscribe, hit up YouTube. Let's make Vince watch Cats. Tune in Saturday nights, I believe. Yeah, we got to do it live. Saturday night when we cover Revolution. But, of course, like always, until next time, y'all have a good one.
See ya.
Have a good one, guys.